Hi everyone, so when it comes to using the CADCAM sewing machine, you will need one of these two different hoops. Now these hoops are kind of like an embroidery hoop, and they basically hold your fabric taut so that it can sew with it. So we've got two different size hoops here. One is larger than the other. Now what you need to be aware of is that there's longer names are going to need the larger hoop. So on here you should be able to see that it says hoop A on the small one and hoop B on the larger one. So what you would need to do is select first of all your size. You can find out your size by typing in your name onto the CADCAM machine. My name, I think I'm going to need the larger one. What I need to do is, first of all, I need to find the middle of my piece of fabric. So how I do that is I fold it in half and I press down the edge like that, and then I fold it in half again and press it down like that. Now what you should be able to see is when you're looking at a hoop like this, they have got clear markings as to where those middle points are. So when you unfold your piece of fabric, you've then got the middle part clearly marked. Now you need the bit with the black screw underneath the fabric, like that, and then the bit with the top ring on top. So first of all, I'm lining these up so it's as accurate as I can get it, and then I'm pressing it into the hoop. Like that. And just check that it is as taut as it can be. So this bit is all excess, but we're then making sure that we are putting our writing more or less in the middle. So as with a normal sewing machine, it needs to be plugged in using just one of the normal sewing machine wires. At the side of the machine there is an on-off switch, like with the normal sewing machine. So you should find that it will light this screen up here, and a light should come on here. You are then left with something that looks like this. Now before I start going through how to do the designs, let me show you how to put this hoop into here. So you should be able to see, let me move the camera slightly closer, that there's this part here. It looks a little bit like the shape of a key, and that shape of the key on the back of here lines up with that part. Now what you will then need to do is that key needs to go into that section. So we put it in, we place it underneath the foot like so, and it should then line up. So you might need to lean over and just check that it's lined up where it needs to go. From that point, your key should then twist to one side to lock it in. If you haven't twisted the key in, it is not going to work, so just be aware of that. So from this point, we then need to start thinking about our designs. Okay, so today we are looking first of all at writing. Okay, so to do writing on this machine, you would click here on A to Z. At the moment it tells me the hoop size up here where it says A, so that's hoop size A, that's the small one. I'm going to need to change that because I've got the larger one in here. So we go to edit, and then I can select my different hoop size. So the one I've got is hoop size B, and I just press OK to that. You can then go back to the A to Z, and again it shows you my hoop size here. So you've got words up here. This button here, it's got two A's, is whether it's uppercase or lowercase. letters. This one here is any sort of accents that you might need on letters. We've then got here LMS, so that is the size of your writing, so large, medium, small, so you can change that. The one that's in bold, which I've currently got, is medium, is what it's going to come out as. You can't change this after you've typed, so you need to choose your size first. This one is the direction of text, so I might want mine, because it's going to come across here, to go diagonally there. I can also change the font, so there's a couple of different choices of font there, so you can choose that as well. So from that point, I would then start typing in what I would need it to say. If you need a space, it's either this one or this one here. So this is a smaller space, this is the larger space. Again, if I want capitals, click on that. Press OK. And then it's going to show me where it's currently going to put it. So this template is kind of like my piece here, so I can imagine then where it's going to end up. So at the moment it shows me that it's roughly in the middle. So to that I'm going to press OK, and it's just loading. It reminds me about the hoop size. And then it moves itself automatically to the correct position. Don't press any more buttons on here. The next thing you need to do is press start here. So if I show you this, sometimes it gives you a message over here. So that one there tells me to lower the presser foot. So again, that's like a normal sewing machine, and I would lower this part here at the back. So this part's then in the down position, and then I can usually press start. It's useful to hold on to the first section here. Now the reason I've stopped it there is because I usually stop and just untangle this longer piece of fabric, thread, sorry, from the fabric, so it doesn't all end up getting caught up. So when it's done a few stitches, you can do that. From this point you can then take your piece out. To do this, lift up the remaining fabric at the end, twist the key. You also need to lift the presser foot up here, and then you should be able to gently pull it out like that. Cut off the remaining pieces of thread, and then what you need to then do is think about trimming any bits where the thread is there. From this point you can then work on cutting your piece of fabric to the right size. With regards to the CADCAM machine and putting it away, what you should be able to see at the moment is that this part here is sticking out at the back. That will need to go back into its normal position before putting it away. You can't push that in, the machine needs to do it automatically. So to do that, the best way is to just turn it off and on again, and it will move it straight away into its efficient position. If you have just been using it, the sewing machine, you will need to turn it off and on again to make it register a new design as well. Please look after these, they are very expensive, and please, you can change the colour thread if you'd like to, but they thread in exactly the same way with the bobbin and the top thread as well as the normal sewing machines.